G'day guys, it's Curly from LXT Down Under. Now this morning I just want to do a really quick strip down video. No, don't worry, I'm not taking my clothes off. A lot of the plates are starting to go out now. A couple of guys have picked them up directly from my place, and I've gone through basically a strip down with the guys and what I've done. So what I'm going to do this morning is probably just a little bit of a strip down of the plates and show what I do before I send them out. And this is just some tips for you in the future. So grab a coffee and let's go. Okay, so what you've got, and a lot of people getting these plates might not have seen, especially the adjustment on these things. Now, I'll try and get these to the camera as close as possible without staying in focus. What we have here is we have what we call a micro adjustment reverse kingpin setup. So you'll see here, it's a bit hard to see because they're all black, but here we have our locking nut, and there we have our one with the numbers on it. That's our adjustment nut. We have our cushion cups. So we have our cushion cups, our cushion, our hanger, and then that's where the kingpin locks into the plate. Now, one thing I want to mention is that the kingpins are actually cemented or glued in or Loctited into the plate, so they won't come out easily. You can't take them out easily. Now, the only reason you really need to take your kingpin out is if you happen to break a kingpin, which can and does happen sometimes in all plates. It's not just something that happens in LXT. Bowens, everything can break down. So what I'm just going to do, I'm going to put one to the side, and I'll just go through one plate, break it down, and do a bit of a lube up, which is what I do to all the plates and check before I send them out. So basically what you first do is you'll need a 4mm Allen key and a 17mm spanner. So you'll see that one at the end. It says, if you can see that, 17mm is the biggest. You can see 17mm. It can be any spanner, so as long as it's 17mm. So 17mm is the size of the adjustment nut, and 4mm is the size you'll need to undo the Allen key. So you just put your Allen key in there and you undo. Now I would suggest not back these out all the way. Don't take them out because they are very fine thread, and you don't want to risk cross threading. They're quite a long bolt. So back them out probably about maybe a centimetre. They just back out like that, and then you just get your 17mm spanner and just loosen off your lock nut, or adjustment nut I should say, and take them off. Now let's put it to the side. Take off your cushion cup, you can take off the whole hanger as one. So your cushion comes off, put them down here, cushion comes off. Try to keep everything in the camera, it's a bit reverse. I'm doing it in my desk this morning. So anyway, take that off to there. Take off your other cushion and cushion cup, and there you have your kingpin exposed. Now I'm not going to do every single one, I'll just do one this morning, but what I'll do the rest off camera. I've got here is a lithium grease that I use. It's pretty old, this. I've had this for a long time. It's a bottom bracket bike grease with Teflon. That's what I've used for years on my skates. I just put a little bit on the thread and just up the shaft of the kingpin. Don't need a lot, just a smidge. I'm probably putting more than I probably need, but just want to get it so you can see on camera. So you can see on camera there, you can see I've just put some lithium grease on there. I'll also put a little bit just on the thread of the lock nut. Like I said, probably more than I need, but hey, grease is good stuff. This is what I use for my bearings as well. Okay, so now, and I'll just put a little bit just inside the pivot cup. Yeah, just a little bit there. Oh, didn't get my tissues. It's all right. Got a tea towel. And now it's just a matter of reassembling. So we put back on our cushion cup. Put back on our first cushion. Make sure it sits inside the cup. And we put back on our hanger, which just pop your best way to do that is just lower it down, lower it over the kingpin, and push your pivot into the pivot cup. Sits there, and then you put the other cushion on. Make sure it's sitting. You'll see that the thread of the kingpin is coming through, and then we put our other cup on, and we just gently put back on our lock nut. Now make sure that you don't thread these. Make sure they go on. Don't force it. Don't ever force anything, because sometimes things can cross thread. So, but basically, you put it on. Now, my tips for adjusting cushions is I push down. As I'm doing this, I push down on the adjustment nut. I'll put a bit of downward pressure and use my fingers. Might use a like a tea towel or something, because sometimes it can be a bit hard on the fingers. I just push down. This is my first initial adjustment of cushions. Push down until I can't turn that lock nut anymore by my fingers. Now that means that the cushions are now under load, and we can then tighten back down our adjustment nut. Do not try and adjust the cushions, the action, without undoing this little lock nut first. You don't want to like get in there like without loosening that and just try and adjust it, because you can't, because what this does, this just opens up the kingpin a little bit so that the lock nut can't come undone. Now what you do is you'll go and skate, you'll come back and you'll adjust it by, once again, just loosening off that. And it has to be loosened off. Don't crank these down either. It just has to be just firm enough, just till you feel it take, and just a little bit of firmness. We don't need to crank things down. You might find when these come out of the factory, a lot of these things are cranked down because a lot of the workers use tools so it's quicker, and the torque settings are probably too high. So we don't need things cranked down. You know, we don't need to really it down. It just needs to be finger tight and just a little bit past finger tight, just to keep there. Okay, so you go skate, you come back and you go, it's a little bit soft. My axle's a bit soft. I'll just back it off. So you'll undo your adjustment nut just enough, and then you'll just maybe tighten by. The good thing about these little adjusters, now the numbers are sort of nice, but they don't really mean anything unless you know what your starting point is. So at the moment we're on about 3/4, but I would just then, so it's like flat, it's like almost flat parallel against the hanger. I would just turn it like a sixth. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So adjust it up to 6 to go for another skate. If you find that after adjusting you're still too soft, action's too soft, you're going to need harder cushions. You don't want to tighten up this more than half a full turn. So basically three divisions. So you got 6 divisions. So I just turned that 1 division. Now that's 2, and it's against the flat. So you're done with probably no more than 3, maybe 4 divisions of this. If you don't want to squish your cushions down, the cushions need to do the work. So if you find your action is too soft, you'll need a harder cushion, or if you find your action is too hard, you'll need a softer cushion. Now at the moment, I haven't got the new cushions from Rahul, but he's working on the 75A, and I do have a durometer gauge coming in, so I can actually tell you what durometer the cushions are. So they all come standard with these red cushions, which are fairly hard. I think they're around about the 90, maybe 92, 94, not sure. The other thing I do is on the clip axles, I just give them a little bit of grease. I just put a little bit on there, and it doesn't hurt, have a little bit on the axle, and I just work that in just so the open up backwards and forwards, just so the axle is how it's working. It's working really nice. Okay, a little bit of grease. Like I said, this grease is great stuff. It's a thick grease, but it's nice. I've used this for years and years and years and years and years. Okay, so that's one on there, and it's the same the other side. Little smidge of grease, just put it in the axle there. Not going to hurt anything. It's good for it. This is something you probably should do periodically anyway if you skates. After a while, grease them up, check them out, and there you go. See, that clip is nice and working really, really nice. Okay, guys, that is pretty much it. I haven't gone through. I will go through all the others off camera, but you don't need to see the whole kit caboodle. So, and once I've done that, I just obviously I got a little polishing cloth here, and I'll just give things a repolish. Now, you're going to get fingerprints over these anyway when you mount them up, so don't get too precious. So, but there we go, guys. So that is a 175 ZZAP plate, and it's ready to now ship out to the next lucky, well, not quite, let's go do the other 4, but it's ready to ship out to the next lucky customer. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I hope that helps. Any questions, as usual, just ask, and yeah, take it easy, and thanks for watching. I'll just put that camera up. Yeah, so okay, guys, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Like I said, once again, I really appreciate your patience, your support, and your kind thoughts about my recent health issues. Feeling better. Yeah, still waiting on results. It's a little bit dark. I might just brighten up a bit so you can see my beautiful face. There you go. All right, guys, take it easy. Love yous all, and Curly from LXT Down Under, over and out. Take it easy. See you guys.